new telecom minister who termed the CAG's 1.76 lakh crore figure of loss due to the 2G scam as utterly erroneous has now got some banking from Montek Ahluwalia. Well, the Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission, speaking to NDTV, Shweta Rajpal Kohli in Davos, said that you can't draw a parallel between 2G and 3G and the calculation of loss by the CAG is incorrect. Well, he does insist, though, that all licenses that were improperly awarded should be cancelled.
The telecom scam, for instance, the staggering figure of 1.76 lakh crore of loss that the government has suffered on account of the faulty allocation of spectrum, a figure that the Comptroller and Auditor General has put out in its report, a figure that the current telecom minister has actually disputed.
I feel that the public attention has been drawn to it by this figure of 1.76 lakh crores. Now, quite frankly, I do not think that this figure will bear up to any kind of serious scrutiny.
So you
because they've taken the 3G auction, which took place 2 years later, which is a different kind of commodity, which looks at a different market, where we don't mind the market bearing a higher price, and applied that to 2G licenses, which were an extension of an existing system where all the incumbents had been given it on a certain basis. And actually, if you look at the record, I mean, what did the government do? The TRAI had gone into this matter in great detail.
Right.
And it is the recommendation of the TRAI that for 2G, you should continue with the existing system.
But 2001 prices in 2008.
You know, let me tell you something.
Talking about an explosion of the telecom market.
If the government had not followed the TRAI recommendations, the same TV channels would be blaming the government for doing something improper. When they followed the TRAI recommendations,
so you do back the former telecom minister A. Raja in having followed the procedure that he did in allocating the spectrum. Is that what you're saying?
No, I've read the CAG report, and the procedure that is followed has been questioned, and to my mind, those questions are very serious.
Most of the licenses were awarded to companies that did not even fulfill the eligibility criteria.
Well, that's what
the
I'm
fact
told.
that rules were bent to favor certain companies. Now, these are very, very serious allegations, and you're talking about some of these companies.
That's exactly what I'm saying. These are very serious allegations. Kapil Sibal has said that he himself is looking into them. CBI is looking into them.
Do you favor cancelling of the licenses?
I think if they were improperly awarded, as is now felt to be the case, they should definitely be cancelled within the due process of law. I mean, you have to give them 30 days notice. You have to hear their side of the case.
Despite the fact that in many cases we've seen global investors actually picking up stakes in these companies, and that's the kind of message that will go out to the global community. You still feel that the licenses should be cancelled.
When you buy into a company and you take the risk whether the company has obtained whatever it obtained legally. So I don't think you can ever argue that you bought into a company, and if the company didn't actually deserve or shouldn't have got the licenses, or there was something improper,
then they have to...
Either you get punitive action, and if it's not cancelled, I mean, it could be, for example, a very heavy penalty.
Right.
You know, the advantage that is obtained by this preferential method of allocation should be negated.